Sure. Yeah. So I have a YouTube channel, which is where all of my law of attraction kind of stuff started. Kind
Hmm.
of found my voice there. And all the time I get comments, that's great for you, but when am I going to have time to do stuff like this? And I also have a little brother who sees what I do and, my meditation schedule every day. And I do 25 minutes of meditation every day, which is quite a lot, actually, if you're new to meditation. But a lot of people do more. But for me, that is a time that I can, delegate to, I can have each and every day. And really what I tell them is you're just going to have to make a sacrifice. It's going to have to come down to a sacrifice, less TV time, waking up a little bit early. That's what I do.
A
And
goat.
what's up?
Nope. You said
Oh,
make a sacrifice. I said a goat.
yeah, goat. And realize, I think once people realize the benefits of what they're about to start doing, they're going to overlook the negatives.
Absolutely. I like that.
Yeah, so that's my idea on that.
Christopher.
Yeah, it's one of those things that the overwhelming majority of people struggle with, and the limiting belief that exists here is I don't have enough time. In reality, we don't make time, or we're actually just poor time managers. There's a number of areas or just aspects of your life where you mismanage your time. For instance, let's say we're talking about meditation here and somebody wants to implement a meditation practice. Well, if you just say just start with 5 minutes a day, right? Chances are people are going to start up their practice, get their 5 minutes in, and then 6-7 days down the road they're going to say they don't even have that 5 minutes anymore. The reason is that they haven't rewired their brain about the importance of this practice. Okay, so one of the ways that I like to start coaching this is to teach like a micro mindfulness habit.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with small things, all the different parts of your day that you don't actually do anything. You're kind of idle, whether that's brushing your teeth or whether that's standing in the shower in the morning, whether it's sitting at a stoplight or just about scrolling on your phone. You have to set up red flags, little warnings that say, hey, this is a moment that I can choose instead of being stuck in my past thoughts or stuck in the anxiety and worry of the future thoughts, to be present, ground myself in the present. And so what I say in this instance is it's time to just take a deep breath, just one. Can you manage just one deep breath before you pick up your phone today? Can you manage just one deep breath when you get to the stoplight instead of complaining about how the guy cut you off? Right? And it starts by laying the groundwork and that foundation up front so that you're kind of giving your mind and the subconscious mind a little bit to go on. It's like, oh yeah, there's that thing that we do. There's that thing that we do. And then if you have that down, then you can start adding 5 minutes of sitting meditation because you're already putting yourself in a meditative state throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
See, so then it becomes ingrained in just how you are. And then it doesn't become, oh, I sit down for 25 minutes as this ritual. Meditation becomes your way of life. So for me, that kind of time spent or the focus spent on yourself is something that doesn't happen within the confines of I've scheduled from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. my meditation, and that's what I do. If you're only leaving meditation from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and not taking it with you the rest of your day, it's kind of like going to church on Sunday and not taking any of the lessons with you on Monday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make a personal commitment to whatever it is that you're hoping to achieve. And that's easier said than done.
Absolutely, but I like your small bite philosophy that you're throwing at this because that's really what it is. And I always put that in the back of my own mind whenever I'm doing anything new or forming a new habit. I realize that I have to practice that habit daily in small increments until it becomes so uncomfortable to not be doing that habit that I'm drawn to want to practice it again. I mean, you see this with diets, you see it with exercise, you see it with meditation. Almost anything that you want to incorporate. Even when we started LifeGrove together, it became a piece of my life that I had to slowly build in increments. So now I find discomfort if I am not spending time working on LifeGrove in regular intervals. And it's something that we all have to do in order to pursue the things that we want to accomplish. And I'm sure Kai can speak to this as well. In doing his podcast or doing his YouTube videos, it has become a routine and a regular practice. When we're writing books, I know all of us here are published authors. That's something that we had to do in order to get our book finished. You had to make writing such a habit that you were drawn to doing it. I know that Diana does this in her own practice too, and things that she's accomplishing, whether she's doing readings, reaching out to people, or even, a lot of us are self-employed and figuring out your work schedule. You have to slowly build up and make it such a habit, such a routine that you find great discomfort when you're not practicing whatever it is that you're wanting to do.
And I want to go on a little aside there. On, I guess, a bigger scale, I think people also need to recognize that the bigger the path that you want to walk, the more you're going to have to move around to be able to achieve this. So, for example, if you're doing something like, you're starting a business or something, you can't just jump out of everything and go start a business. You're going to have to find a way to make sure you're making money on the side, make sure you're having something consistently there to keep you secure in your, everyday, I guess, routine and whatever you're doing every day to get you towards that ultimate goal. But, I mean, for example, 2018, I had an ultimate goal in sight. Me and Josh have been talking about, businesses and, what exactly we wanted to do long term. And we had decided, well, one of us should probably step out of the house and go get a job. And it's going to be a stepping stone, which, I was like, I'll go. I'm the social butterfly. Like, I'll see people every day. So I jumped out of my comfort zone, out of being, I worked from home my entire life pretty much. But jumping out of my routine, out of my comfort zone, recognizing that this is what it's going to take to get me to that end result. And it was kind of a big change. It was a big step, but I recognized that that was a stepping stone to get me to where I wanted to be. And well, here I am now.
And what's funny is we had that conversation even prior to you taking that step. Like, we sat down and we said, okay, this is not going to be long-term. This isn't permanent. This is a stepping stone that needs to be taken, an experience that has to be undergone, or whatever word you want to use, in order to get to that next stage. And we recognize it as being that. It's like, okay, this is going to be 6 months or a year of doing this just in order to get to that next step. It's necessary.
Yeah.